Hej ludzie, witam wszystkich serdecznie, z tej strony Helena, a to jest Zagrajmy w Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Wracamy sobie do gry, znów. W tym odcinku mieliśmy rozmawiać z panem Turnerem, tak? Porozmawiajmy sobie z nim.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age, and when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Oh, time can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then, and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window, as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Przeszukanie mieszkania Turnera ukończono. Świetnie. Możemy ruszać zatem dalej. Musimy sprawdzić tą bransoletę, spoko. Jeszcze coś nam zostało, chyba jeszcze jeden świadek. Z tobą nie możemy rozmawiać. Prawdopodobnie z tym gościem tutaj. Te ślady mnie niepokoją, ale dobra. Polly Powell.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Okej. Świetnie. Szczerze powiedziawszy, nie jestem jakoś zaskoczona, że ona i policjant nie słyszeli strzałów, a ten facet słyszał strzały. Facet był wojskowym, on kompletnie inaczej postrzega, no może nie kompletnie inaczej, on inaczej postrzega rzeczy wokół siebie, on słyszał przedtem wielokrotnie wszelakie strzały, on wie dokładnie, jak one brzmią, pamięta je po prostu, więc łatwo mu je było rozpoznać mimo strzelających fajerwerków, więc jakoś nie mam do tego specjalnych zastrzeżeń. Poznam jeszcze dwie osoby tutaj, pewnie tego starszego brata i kogoś jeszcze. Dobra, tutaj na razie spotkaliśmy Ryana Turnera, a w tym momencie obejrzyj starożytną bransoletę Half Moon Street. Wiecie co? Pojedziemy na Baker Street. Sprawdzimy tą bransoletę, a później pojedziemy do Scotland Yardu. Wydaje mi się, że tak będzie rozsądnie, chociaż mogę się mylić. Sprawdźmy w dokumentach. Starożytna bransoleta znaleziona w mieszkaniu pana Turnera, zdobią ją obrazy baranich łbów. O, proszę bardzo. Te piękne bransolety stanowią część kolekcji hellenistycznych skarbów. Szczerozłotą bransoletę, naszyjnik i pierścionek ozdobiony wizerunkami 5 baranich łbów. Chyba łącznie, no łącznie. Kolekcja 5 baranów z Mityleny zniknęła z muzeum w 1855. Okej.
I need to continue my research in my archives.
Tak. O tym zaginięciu. 885. Tak, skradzione hellenistyczne skarby. Zostały skradzione wczoraj wieczorem, gdy przewożono je z Muzeum Brytyjskiego na wystawę w Glusford. Właściciel Lombardu Kenneth Butler, ten, który został zamordowany, skontaktował się wieczorem ze Scotland Yardem i przekazał informację dotyczącą mężczyzny, który próbował sprzedać kolekcję w jego Lombardzie na Church Street. Policja schwytała mężczyznę, to zawodowy złodziej Vincent Foley, który uciekał z Londynu przez port. Rozpoznał go kierowca samochodu, który przewoził kolekcję hellenistycznych skarbów. Vincent Foyle nie chciał przyznać, gdzie ukrył resztę kosztowności. Wsadzono go do więzienia. Skarbów do tej pory nie odnaleziono.
Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Tak, to pewnie klucz do Lombardu. Okej. Jednak w tym momencie jedziemy do Scotland Yardu.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Mr. Holmes, what is the trouble with that lad? Isn't he guilty of murder?
Okej, zanim pójdziemy sobie do tamtego chłopaczka, szukamy jego rzeczy.
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder. It seems as though...
Okej. A możesz je otworzyć? O, proszę bardzo.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Okej. Nie będę na razie się bawić w
These
konkluzję.
cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
A, już zbadaliśmy.
2 are...
Dobrze.
So this is a cheap
Zegarek.
watch, bought with his own money, no doubt.
Turner usłyszał różne strzały pomiędzy 2 strzałami, choć w rzeczywistości oddano 3. 2 strzały oddano jednocześnie, a chwilę później 3. Słyszał różnicę między 2 strzałami, ponieważ strzelano z 2 różnych miejsc na Half Moon Street. Sprawdźmy to. Bo to będzie wymagało właśnie odtworzenia scenerii. Okej. Leggington jest oskarżony o popełnienie przestępstwa w Half Moon Street. Dobrze. Kurde, znowu nie to. Chciałam spację kliknąć. Tak jakoś z pośpiechu. Okej. Kenneth Burton i Brian Victor byli ofiarami podwójnego zabójstwa dokonanego przez jedną osobę. Aha, to nam się nie zgadza. Dobrze, to już nam się wszystko nie zgadza. Okej, to nam się zgadza, ale najpierw zostawimy to. Zobaczymy, może nam się uda jakoś to odtworzyć, czy coś. Tutaj już wszystko, tak? Dobrze, porozmawiajmy z tym Leggingtonem.
Please. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Proszę bardzo, co robi ten... dosłownie przed chwilą miałam to słowo w głowie, tak? Że opinia, jaką ludzie o nas mają, tak? Co ludzie o nas myślą, opinia, jaką sobie wyrobimy i tak dalej, i tak dalej. Wiecie, o co mi chodzi. Głęboka szrama. Dorastał na ulicy. Niedawne pobicie, stawianie oporu, narwaniec. Elegancki szal, moda, ciepła posada, urzędnik biurowy. A, tatuaż więzienia. Odsiedział wyrok. Za popełnione przestępstwo. Okej.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Szczerze powiedziawszy, wątpię, żeby on nas okłamywał, ponieważ on wie, że jego młodszy brat za nim współpracuje, że jest z najlepszymi przyjaciółmi. Podejrzewam, że ten młodszy brat dużo opowiada o Sherlocku. I wątpię, żeby... Widzieliście jego reakcję, jak się zorientował, że to jest Sherlock Holmes, że był zachwycony, bardzo się cieszył. Wątpię, żeby nas okłamywał.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Co nam tu wyskoczyło? Okej, klikałem już na chybił trafił. Brutalne przestępstwo popełnione przez Leightona Chapmana na Half Moon Street mogło mieć podłoże osobiste. Osobisty motyw Leightona. Jeszcze zeznania. Wspólne zeznanie. Uzbrojony mężczyzna, osoba, która Legington Chapman opisuje w swoich zeznaniach, jest wytworem jego wyobraźni. A, tak sądzisz, Holmes? Coś mi się tu nie zgadza. Okej, potrzebujemy więcej dowodów. Czyli musimy się teraz udać... Tak, musimy się udać teraz do Lombardu. Tego gościa, aby się dowiedzieć, skąd on miał bransoletę. Już jest 20 minut, wow. Szybko ten czas leci, ja powiem wam, że to jest kolejna intrygująca sprawa. Ale w tym miejscu sobie zakończymy i ja wam bardzo serdecznie podziękuję za uwagę. Postaram się rozwiązać tę sprawę jak najszybciej, podejrzewam, że krócej niż 5 czy 6 odcinków mi to nie zajmie, ale zobaczymy. Na razie dziękuję wam bardzo serdecznie za uwagę i do usłyszenia ponownie. Na razie.